Good morning, Facebook. We are here doing the BJJ report. The BJJ report. What is the creature feature this morning? What is the creature feature? So I think, you know, the big part of the creature feature this morning is just showing up, honestly. Just showing up and being ready and wanting to be there, I think, really really makes a big difference in a number of these things. One of the things that you find the industry is looking for, when I say the industry, anywhere that you work, anywhere that you go, when you're there, people want you to be engaged. I can think about when I was in school, in high school and elementary school. I think about my son now. I think about my job. I think about my wife's job. I think about, you know, when you're in jiu-jitsu, wherever you are, even just in a one-on-one conversation, you've got to want to be there. You've got to want to be there. Because if you don't want to be there, then you're not engaged. And look, you might not want to be there because of something personal. And I get that. Everybody's got something going on. Everybody's got something that they're fighting. But here's something that you can do with that. Here's something that, this is something that I struggle with. Is letting somebody else know that, hey, I'm going through some things and I'm a little distracted, right? Because how's that going to be perceived? Well, if you're distracted and you're not 100% engaged, and so that's the feeling that you're going to get when you tell somebody that you're distracted because you've got some things going on at home, right? And then we've all probably, look, I know this, been like, man, that person's got problems at the home. I don't know if we can rely on them. Is that working from a place of compassion? That's a good question. Is that working from a place of compassion? Is that working from a place of empathy? I don't think so, So if somebody's coming up to you and be like, look, I'm going through all these things, and you're like, okay, look, I get it, man. Unless, and even, I know we also, we're like, hey, listen, I know some of the places I've worked and I've been in and I've talked to, been like, listen, we're not doctors operating on people here, and if you're a doctor and you are operating on people, please be engaged, get more sleep than you're allowed to get, and be all there. But I think that you've got to want to be where you are, and if you're not, you're really not helping the overall situation out. And sometimes in order to become engaged, you've got to engage yourself. You've got to say to yourself, yes, I've got some things going on, but here is why I'm here, and here's what is going on that's greater than just this thing before me. Greater than, I'll use the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu this morning, for example. First of all, I went in there wholly wanting to. I jumped out of bed this morning at 5 a.m. so I could get in there today, and wanting to be there, and getting in there and wanting to participate. And sometimes, not everybody's all in, right? And you'll hear somebody say, I don't even know why I came today, or I'm sure they're joking. But the way I look at it is like, I'm not just there for myself. I'm there to work with others. I'm there because there are other people that want to be there, that are working to improve their game, that maybe this is the only thing that is keeping them out of the turmoil that is otherwise their life. Maybe this is their escape. Some people have movies, some people have books, some people have drugs, some people have alcohol, some people have God. Some people have all these other things, and maybe for this or that other person, the one person I'm training with today, maybe this is all that they have. And if I show up and I'm dour and I'm not just, kind of happy to be there, what do you think I'm doing to that person's experience, right? If I'm not, I feel like I'm just, here I am. Because everybody wants to hang out with that guy. Oh, here comes the guy that's always like, let's hang out with him, right? Nobody wants to hang out with that guy. I don't, unless you're like a group of people. I think I'm just saying because I just watched the emojis, right? Like the myth guy. But what about, you know, when you're in school? And if you're in, and I recall having to go to elementary school and high school, and it was a battle. It was war because I was forced to go, right? I was forced to go. And the one thing that we talk about in coaching and anything is that, you know, people aren't afraid of change. And it's not that people don't like change. They don't like people trying to change them. They don't like forced change. Just like when you're in the workforce and you're humming along, you got the process going, you are the sensei of that spreadsheet, you're the sensei of that Word document, you know this law for that, you know what is going on, all this is coming down, and somebody's like, oh, we got to change this. And you're like, whoa, 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 we've got a process in place, and it works, right? It works. And they're like, yeah, but we got to change it. And nobody wants to tell you why. Nobody wants your buy-in. Nobody wants you to say, hey, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Like, this is just how it's happening. This is just how you've got to do it. We've all got jobs. We've all been in that position, and we've never felt like our voice could be heard. And the same thing was, and that was how it was for me going through school. And that's how I feel like it is in some school systems. And not every schooling is the same. You know, if we, even as parents, if we don't ask, at least ask what our children think about what's going on, if we don't try to get their buy-in, and, you know, if we don't act as leaders, not as dictators, if we don't act as leaders, and what does a leader do? A leader leads somebody to some place, and how do you lead somebody to some place and making it be of their own volition? Well, you ask questions. Ask questions. And when somebody's asking you questions and somebody's asking you for your input, you feel valued. You are engaged. You go around and you see some piece of whatever it was that they asked you about being implemented in a new system. And they may have already had the whole system already implemented, but in your mind, they engaged you personally. Said, you know, Doug, what do you think of this? Chris, what do you think of this? Can I get your input? We're thinking about some of these things, and, you know, what can you tell me about if we tried this? Do you think it would work in the system that you've already got? Do you think that would improve it, or do you think it would make it worse? And chances are, at the very least, chances are you're gonna feel that value. You're gonna feel like you've been engaged. You're gonna feel like your words are being heard. And you're going to say, yeah, I see that. Yeah, I can see how that would work. And you know what? Even if it doesn't work, let's give it a shot. Yeah, we love our current system. Our current system is the balls. Like, it's just balls. It's awesome, right? Balls of steel. We love what we've got. Would never change it on our own, but since you have brought in this new information, you have asked me I think of this. I think it's pretty cool. I think, yeah, let's give that a shot. You are now engaged. You are more likely to show up tomorrow, even later this afternoon, knowing that you're valued, knowing that your opinion matters, knowing that somebody's seeking out information, and knowing that no longer are you just, you know, the spreadsheet jockey. No longer are you the guy that's just, report after report after report, and it's just like, where is the value? What am I changing? What am I trading my life for? Now you're an engaged member of this group, and now you're willing to show up. And when you're willing to show up, chances are you're gonna bring the better self that you know and love. You're gonna bring the guy that goes, you know what, they asked me for my opinion yesterday and they applied it to the thing that they're doing. Yeah, I think it's gonna really help. Then you're spreading it. It goes beyond you. You're like, wow, I'm having an impact on the world. I don't know if you guys saw that thing that came and took out the planet 60 million years ago. That comet that came from the sky and took out the dinosaurs, that was me. That's the impact I'm having. You're welcome. No, this one's going to help you live. That's what happens when you're willing to be somewhere. That's what happens when you're an engaged employee. That's what happens when you're an engaged parent, teacher, student, engaged in life in general. How can I help? I can help just by asking questions more often than giving answers. Meg, if you're still here watching this, I mean, you can attest to that. I could do a better job asking more questions. How does a leader lead? By asking questions. I gotta go.